Well, hello, hello. I am here today with Dilli Sharma. Hi, Dilli.
Hello, hi Laura. Good to be with you here.
So good to be with you too. So, Dilli and I were speaking a little bit before we jumped on our official recording, and he's in Columbus, Ohio, and has bought the book How to Start a Business Analyst Career and refers to that a lot, and also participant in our BA Essentials Masterclass. But you were talking a little bit about going down the path of being a software developer, and I know now you're in a medical interpreter role. So do you want to just take us back, kind of where you've been over the last year or so in your career, and what you were looking for when you found Bridging the Gap?
Thank you for that question, Laura.
Yeah.
Let me begin that. I have been a medical interpreter for about 3 years now,
Okay.
and my role as a medical interpreter has something to do with the business analyst role as a liaison where I work with doctors and hospitals also, but with limited language, English language, if patient who are not able to tell everything to the doctor. So
Hmm.
I am a middle person to convey messages between the patient and the doctor. And I see that it has a lot to do in a business analyst role too. And that's where communication is central. And we really clarify what we hear, listen really actively. And that's what I do. Now, um, although I am still a medical interpreter, video medical interpreter, I also was learning my SQL and becoming a developer, and got started with a developer role for about 6 months or so, and I well, working in that role, I realized that I needed a little different kind of a role where I am a better fit. So
Hmm.
I thought about business analysis, and that's what I started exploring more onto. And I happened to look around a lot of resources on business analysis, including YouTube, where I found one of your videos, and that really touched me. And I started searching for more materials we have published, including the How to Start a Business Analyst Career book
Hmm.
on Kindle version, where I actually have, and I really love that book. And I feel that I have learned a lot from that book and have gained some confidence that I can proudly tell anybody that that's the book to go
Mm.
if you're really looking for a business analyst role. And I'm proud that you have written that book, and I'm learning a lot. And thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing that. And we were talking before too about how you had happened to find a video and that just connected with you, and how it was just really heartwarming the way you shared how that connection happened. And I record these videos all the time, and now we're recording one here as well that will connect with someone else and inspire someone else too. So I'm excited to share a bit more of your story. So what's driving you into a business analyst role? What would you like out of that career?
Um, I Actually, unknowingly, I realized that I have been doing business analyst role in some way. I am communicating with people. I am presenting some information to a group of people. I am asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
I am listening, and I am either drawing or prototyping or sketching some pictures and then presenting that to the group. whether I am in a translator or a healthcare interpreter role.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after I really went through your video, what caught my attention was, oh, here is a business analyst role that has a lot to do with what I am doing right now. And I feel that with some skills developed and competences, I think I can make myself a better person. Looks like it's a better career
Mm-hmm.
and a kind of a more rewarding role. And I become more than what I am now. I help organizations solve their problems, collaborate with them, listen to them, and then become a person that delivers a better value to organizations. And that is driving and motivating me to learn more about business analysis, and what I am strong at my current role,
Mm-hmm.
that will help me to at least get started with. But at the same time, there's a lot of things I really need to hone, skills and competencies, and all of the things. And so that masterclass, BA Essentials masterclass, where I actually found you in that email periodically, I thought that that's a good value, and
Mm-hmm.
it was really worth that I put just a little bit of money to see how it would go. But I just realized that I haven't found any courses as valuable as yours, to be very true to you. And I realized you are the person I need to follow,
Mm-hmm.
and I will definitely become successful. It I know it will take time, but with practice and perseverance, I feel confident that if I follow successful people, successful person like you, I definitely become successful someday. That's my firm belief, and with that faith, I got started with the BA Essentials Masterclass, and I'm confident I have learned a lot from there. I completed a workbook you provided,
Mm-hmm.
and also qualified to get, I think, about 12 credits, which I can apply toward my ECAB certification.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But what it made me from that point to now is more important. I think I have become more with your course now.
Mm.
And that's how I feel about the course. And I recommend it to anybody who has great understanding of what this role is, what it does, whether it's for me or not, and so on. But it's really clear that it can guide anyone like me and all of this.
Oh, thank you for that. So one of the things I would love to hear more about is you mentioned completing the workbook, right? And
Yeah.
so the workbook is asking you to complete the 8-step business analysis process. What did you use as your project, as your example?
Um, Now, one of the important things I have actually used that is especially uh, the process flow diagrams.
Mm-hmm.
One important thing there that I learned is uh, now, although I work as a medical interpreter, there is a process in that work that I
Mm-hmm.
perform. What I do in the beginning, and then how I handle the call, who is on the other end of my phone or video, and then how I manage the flow of the conversation. Now, in that process, I think there is a whole process there. And what I saw was, um, um, so from one point to another point, you move forward.
Mm-hmm.
You listen to, you you actually communicate, and then you convey that message to someone else. Even in my healthcare interpreter role, now when I compare that with the business analyst role, I found about the same process. Being a legend who works in the middle in a project team, and help communicate. I started sketching a workflow diagram first, and then connected myself. Here is I am. These are some of the people I am working with, the roles, and then this is where it begins here, and then the next step is here, and then it goes to this next step, and what task am I doing particularly, what the project is all about. I will understand in that process flow, and figure out what I can anticipate after that step. Now, this is actually, I think, we visualize ourselves into that process, and then begin from one point, and then go all the way through every stages of that process into the end. Now, when I drew that sketch, I usually, based on the book that you wrote, I just tried a trial with Visio, and found really, really helpful to play with those different shapes, BPMN, UML, pictures. I mean, those different shapes, including a diamond and a circle, small circles to begin and then end that process with. And in between, there are diamond shapes where you make important decisions, whether you move forward with that or go back, yes, no kind of things. And that helped me move further into the process, and in some way developed my analysis. Okay, here is where I begin, here is where it might end, but it can also have the other route to go to the next step. And then that's how I did it. And one practice I did that was with actually the hiring process of any new hires, or where the HR begins, where it begins initially, and then where the interview takes place, and so on. All this entire process I was able to draw there. And then I saw myself, okay, so in my current role, what I do, so using that workflow flow charting process, I was able to picture myself, okay, I am beginning here, and then I am moving into that stage. Now here is where I analyze that process, and this is the outcome of what I am doing. Here are the people I'm working with, and then ultimately what I delivered at the end. Was there any value I delivered, and so on. So in a nutshell, I was able to draw that, and saw myself from one end to the other in that process. And business analysis process also has the same process to follow, and using that little lucid charts. And you also mentioned balsamic, where I could also practice wireframing and mock-ups. I am on subscription with those two, and practice those things daily, putting a scenario, imagining about it, and then drawing those different things in different places, and then erasing them again, and then bringing back again another scenario. So that has a kind of increased the effectiveness of analysis process in me. And I think I'm learning that in my everyday life, whether I go to shopping or restaurant. I think everywhere there's a process, there's a line, there's a queue. You start at one point, and then you go to the other point. And that's how I started visualizing. And everywhere in life situations, there's a process.
Business analysis is everywhere. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Have you been able to, you mentioned using all the tools and some of the process flows, like, have you been able to use that in your medical interpreter work and gain maybe exposure for a wireframe or a workflow diagram that you've created?
Not yet. I have not been able to do that yet. I have contacted a business analyst in my company, and he mostly works remote. He's in Texas, actually. and I have been able to find both of them work remote. And I have not been. I usually email him and then get connected. But I have told him about, here I am, actually looking to see you, trying to work and help you in whichever
Mm-hmm.
ways. I am learning business analysis now, and then I know some of the things, so I could help you either taking notes by your side while you present,
Mm-hmm.
or I would be able to help you with some kind of deliverables, where I would be able to maybe create some scenarios on use cases,
Yeah.
and then how it begins, and then what are the exception flows, what is the basic flow, what happens when there is error, and
Right.
different routes and situations. And I have been practicing those things, and I have also practiced this using mortgage process application.
Yeah.
Yeah, how it moves from one step to the other. If the application doesn't get approved, where it should again go back to,
Mm-hmm.
and so on. But Laura, I have not been able to, present those things to my current work. I have been able to map that process, flowchart that process with my current role only.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
that's
and
where
that
I
actually is the perfect place to start, right? Like
exactly
right, I mean, you started, what I love about what you just shared is you started right where you're at, mapping out your current role almost as a project too, right? Because the BA Essentials goes through the 8-step process. So it's almost like each patient or case you take on is a project that you've applied the BA process to. And
right.
yeah, and I mean, you have right from the beginning of our talk today internalize so much of what a business analyst does and speak with a lot of confidence about how what you do relates to business analysis. And I think that's just such a great place to start from when you talked about, you growing as a person. Like that's what I can reflect back to you is how you've seen the connecting the dots and you're starting right where you're at. So thank you
Right.
for sharing that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing right now, Laura, and that's a long way to go, but I'm
Yeah.
excited about this role.
Well, you got to start somewhere, right? I mean, I think,
Exactly.
yeah, I think a lot of people feel like the whole world has to change and then you get dropped into an official role. But really, often it's just this incremental step, one step at a time. And so you are
Exactly.
definitely on the right track. Um, so, what's next for you?
Here are some of the things I am doing currently. I think somewhere um, in your book, you have mentioned these are some of the little tasks and activities
Mm-hmm.
you should be doing now, so that you associate with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
either a business analyst or a business analyst similar role. And I started going to a BA local chapter meetings here in
Mm-hmm.
Columbus, and I happened to find some recruiters, and then also some other Scrum Masters presenting some presentations. Okay, here is what we are doing as a Scrum Master or business analyst in our company. Here are some openings in our company, especially for roles like and there are HR people, there are recruiters answering questions for people who want to enter into a business analyst role or who have already been doing business analyst role, but still feel that there is something missing, or that they feel they are not good enough, or something like that. So one thing is every month there is a one local chapter meeting, and I have started going there. Now,
Awesome.
another thing is I, based on the project, I am just trying to create different projects on my own based on use cases, and then creating some wireframes. I know they don't look good in the beginning, but as I keep practicing more and more, I feel I start feeling better. This should be a better one. I need to go around this, and then maybe that will present itself better.
Mm-hmm.
So I practice at home. I usually do those things, keep in my journal before I sleep in the evening. I usually write down what I need to accomplish the next day, what should be my important task for the next day, which
Mm-hmm.
chapter of a business analyst book that you wrote has to be internalized, or
Mm-hmm.
what are some of the tasks at the end of the book that you have given that you can do. And so you start feeling like you are a business analyst already. Keep
Mm-hmm.
doing what you are doing, get better every day, do important tasks, gain your confidence. Don't try to be think that there is a perfect business analyst, but get started with something and get better every step. Now, that's the mindset I have started internalizing. And sometimes I give some kind of self talk when I go in the walk in the morning. I
Mm-hmm.
am a business analyst. I am visualizing myself that I am a professional business analyst, and I am good, I'm confident, I know doing these things. So, kind of visualizing that I am already there.
Yeah.
That is what I am doing, giving some kind of self talks to myself, because I
So
cannot share
important.
that with anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were talking about journals, how live by my
Exactly.
journal and I write my goals every morning and what am I going to do to move forward towards my goals and also what am I grateful for? Those are three things I journal about every day. But it's what keeps you moving, keeps you going ahead. So I love
Right.
that. I love that. So anything else you'd like to share to somebody who might be considering one of our programs?
Definitely, Shara. It's Laura. It's definitely a very valuable program, and um, whatever you offer from Bridging the Gap or whatever you publish on that website, I think all are value based. And I just feel personally that anybody who is walking in kind of my shoes now, looking into a business analyst role, finds a really quality program in there and really good instructors um, who can point out, here is where you can get better at, or here is
Mm-hmm.
something you can write better, or this here is an area you need to improve on. I think it's those little things that compound and make you a business analyst. And you have already mentioned those things in the book as well as in the website. Now, there is a business analyst blueprint course that you are offering now. I have already seen a value in that. And I have also seen a lot of testimonials who are
Mm,
speaking of themselves that they took that course and then they got started in a business analyst career and they are doing good in their job, in their
mhm,
very first job. Now, that means a lot to me. And I think to anyone who is in my shoes right now. So I definitely recommend this course to anyone, including the business analysis essentials masterclass that I took.
mhm,
And they are valuable programs. And I honestly tell that you have put in a lot of effort, real thoughts into that, and you want people like us to succeed. And in that perspective, those courses are programmed. And so I have been influenced by your program. And so hopefully it will to anyone who will start the program. So I'm confident about the programs that you offer and see great values in that. And I don't know if there are any other courses outside there, but your courses are really for people who are looking for values and success. That's all I can tell.
Thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. And I'm really excited to see where you go and in your career. I think you've got all the pieces in place and are doing all the right things. And it's just a snowball. So thank you. It's been an honor to speak with you today.
Thank you. Thank you, Laura, so much.
Yeah.
And I think I cannot say more, but you are a great educator.
Mm.
Um, and when I look back to my own school life, there are certain teachers who have influenced me more than any other teachers. And I believe you are one of them.
Thank you.
That's where I see you, and I really salute you for what you are doing. Um, I remember Zig Ziglar's statement, if you help enough other people get what they want in life, then you will get everything you want in your life. And I think that's where in line you are doing.
Mm.
And there's no any other, I think, career where you find that fulfillment. And I really love this.
Yeah, it's a great motto for the BA role, right? We help others get what they want, and so it's a great philosophy that makes you really a BA already. So, welcome, Dilly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.